name is Mitch Wesley, and it is a privilege to celebrate being with you today. I never had a sister. Then I went to Georgia Southern, and I got a sister who did not let me go. Even though we lost touch for a little while, when we got back together, it was family reunion. So thank you for allowing me to be here. As it's been mentioned, this is what Dedra wrote, and what she wanted you to hear. You know she's never going to give us the last word. And so, as I read this the first time, I thought this is just like a conversation that I would have had with her. It goes a little bit here and there, but oh, what a great feeling of who she really was. So we begin. Dedra Ann Dukes Schumann was born in Ludowici, Georgia in 1955. So when she went to the Long County Courthouse to get a copy of her birth certificate, the clerk opened the second drawer of the filing cabinet, got the certificate out of a scrapbook, photocopied it, and gave it to Dedra, who then used the birth certificate to get a passport, which she never used. For a while this bothered her, but she did go to the World Showcase at Epcot, saw the Eiffel Tower, ate food from several countries there, and did not have to suffer jet lag. So even though she wasn't well-traveled, Dedra was pretty content anyway. Dedra hated her unusual name when she was growing up, because people always called her Dedra. However, she eventually fell in love with her unique name and was tremendously proud that it was not spelled with an I. She liked being different. Dedra was not organized and would often lose an important document walking from one room to the next. She was absent-minded, but she took that in stride, and she was always delighted to rediscover something she'd previously forgotten. She liked laughing. And many of her friends said they got drunk just to have as good a time as she did when she was sober. Most people will remember Dedra's wit, laughter, a big smile, and the ability to find humor in most situations. Other folks will remember her intelligence and the fact that she skipped first grade. Others will remember her tenacity in solving problems. Co-workers admired her ability to take on difficult tasks and make them manageable. Her friends will remember that she was a listener and a nurturer who helped others when she could. Dedra's friends were critical to her happiness. They shared good times and bad, came to her rescue when she doubted herself, and allowed her to disappear and become a recluse when she needed recharging, as it was. They also had the uncanny ability to know exactly when to reach out and to pull her back out of her seclusion and give her the next set of life problems to solve, whether her own or others. Dedra adored her friends. Parenthetically, we adored her, even when she always teased me for never cutting my hair. Dee, this is for you. Most of her adult life, Dedra saw only shades of gray. It was both a blessing and a curse to be on both sides of an issue. This ability allowed her to see beneath the surface of an issue, or the self-defense barriers that folks put up sometimes. Dedra knew that people were not 100% good or bad, and she looked for the good in everyone, and most often she found it. Most folks liked Dedra, even though she was considered eccentric and was sometimes misunderstood, as brilliant people often are. Remember, these are her words. Yes, Dedra was brilliant. For many years, she didn't realize this due to the fact that her entire family is brilliant. Sure, Dedra skipped first grade, but her dad skipped third grade, and her mom skipped fourth grade. Dedra's brother David would rearrange a deck of cards so that Dee could win at solitaire. He built computers back when folks didn't have personal computers. He was also a chess master in college. Dedra saw brilliance in David that she would never understand. However, they were close. Dedra and David loved the Beatles, music, TV, Star Trek, sci-fi, logic puzzles, using the computer and finding humor when and where most folks didn't find it.
I'm Mark Wood. To reiterate, we are reading from the script. Okay. put that out there. Thank you. Dedra's sister, Denise Voiles, was the organizer in the family. Unlike Dedra, who did not inherit that gene. I don't believe that for a half a second. I've been in places with Dedra. Back to the script. If you wanted something accomplished, you called Denise. Denise had a deep faith and pushed herself beyond the limits of anyone else's expectations. Denise was part of the reason Dedra learned to go out, to let go and ask for help. I imagine Denise will help make sure the funeral goes according to Dedra's wishes. Dedra's sister Lynn spearheaded family gatherings and marathon shopping trips. She opened Dedra's eyes to the sophistication of Hilton Head Island, as well as the wonders of Lake City's Walmart at 2 a.m. Lynn and her husband Danny taught Dedra that a trip to the Magic Kingdom could be completed in less than a day. They taught her not to be afraid to drive fast on the interstate and to be fiercely loyal to anything worth caring about. So for them, I say, go Nobles. Dedra was a lot like her father, David B. Dukes Sr. Even though she had complete conversations in her head, she often did not complete her sentences aloud and kept others wondering what the hell she was talking about. David B. did not like owing money, and he passed that trait on to Dedra. He cared deeply about issues and always wanted to do the right thing. It took Dedra decades to realize he cared just as deeply about people. He just was not good at showing it. She will forever be grateful she realized this before he died. Dedra got her red hair, her temperament, and her money management skills from her mother, Velma Wells Dukes. A friend once told Dedra, if you met your mom, you met Dedra. Velma could cook and bake better than any other person, especially Paula Dean. Velma had learned her cooking skills from her mom's family, and she taught them to Dedra, who loved to cook for others. Velma also furnished the family home in tasteful furnishings that she wanted to leave to her children. Dedra always wanted to live in the family home, but that was just not meant to be. Dedra's entire family loved solving problems, whether their own or others, practical or cerebral. Accolades and monetary rewards were not important. Overcoming odds and figuring out solutions were the rewards they sought. Dedra saw all the wonderful talents her family had that she did not, and she grew up with a huge inferiority complex. She got over it, just like she got over not wanting a child. Many people wonder why they were given their lives. In 1986, Dedra figured it out. She became a mother to John Richard Schumann, who was her best buddy and the inspiration for her to be a better human being. JR gave me the best loves, himself, his Megan, Ellie, and Teddy. After becoming JR's mom, knew what she wanted on her grave. She was JR's mom. Last Tuesday afternoon, Jesus came to Switzerland. The conversation went something probably like this. Dedra, come over here. Give me a hug. And we need to talk about this pound cake recipe that so many people are telling me about. Well, later that afternoon, heaven was filled with the aroma of a Dedra pound cake, I guarantee. And that aroma spilled over to Milledgeville, to Swainsboro, to Tybee Island, and into Jessup. I can smell it.